Hi there, my name is Monika and welcome to my web series Cooking with Chef Monika. Today I'm going to talk about spices. I think that what sets me apart from most other chefs is my use of spices, so I want to educate you all on some of them and tell you about some of my favorites. So my first one that I like to use probably more than anything else is Herbe de Provence, and this is a spice blend from the Provence region of France. It typically has thyme, savory, chervil, tarragon, lavender, marjoram, and rosemary in it, and probably the key ingredient is the lavender, those little purple buds in there. And I use this a lot on stews and also on meats as well as in soups, so it's really kind of good for everything. The second spice I want to talk to you about is probably the most expensive one, and actually by weight one of the most expensive commodities on the planet, and that is saffron. Saffron is the stigma of the Crocus sativus flower. And if you can imagine, all these little tiny filaments have to be harvested by hand with tweezers, which is why it's so darn expensive. There isn't really a substitution for this. If you're not going to invest in it, then just don't try and put anything else in there, especially not turmeric, which will completely overwhelm it. It does give it a distinct yellow color and a distinct flavor, sort of a floral flavor. Typically you'll see this in things like paella, which is a Spanish dish. Next I want to talk about nutmeg, which a lot of people always get the pre-ground stuff, which tastes nasty. This stuff has fantastic flavor, and when you see the little nutmeg, actually when it grows with a little skin around it, kind of like a peanut, and that little skin around it is actually the spice mace. So if you see mace in a jar, that's what that is. And you do need a microplane zester so that you can zest that in. It gives a fantastic flavor. I use it on deep leafy greens like spinach and collard greens, and then I also use it anytime I'm cooking mushrooms, so remember that one. And the final spice I want to talk about, going to my Moroccan roots that I love to cook with, is the Ras El Hanout spice. Ras El Hanout translates to top of the shop, so this is a spice blend of all the best spices that that spice purveyor has or that family has. Typically up to 40 different spices, and I love it because it gives it sort of a sweet and savory profile. And generally speaking, I use this with chicken and fish, and it's great on vegetables. The other thing with spices I want to remind you of is you should really dispose of them after 6 months to a year. If you got spices for your wedding, say 25 years ago in a little spinning carousel, those are probably not good anymore. So thanks for tuning in. You can check out my blog on chestnut-in.com, and you can also follow us at Chestnut Street Inn on Facebook, and we'll see you next time.